Steve, this is my aquarium. Well, my baby, my 75 gallon. I'm going to show you the filter I built. So there's a pump with a acrylic hose that's running to some PVC right there. I got a little bit of live rock standing on top of it, but that's the output of the filter. It's got what's in it right now is some filter floss, well, water floss, live rock, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's a green type of stone that takes care of nitrogen, well, nitrates and nitrites. That helps with the the nitrogen cycle. And the ammonia cycle when you first start the tank. But it's a decently large sized canister that I put together. I went to I forget the name of the damn store. Tractor Supply. Bought everything I needed, the PVC and everything that fit with it. And the pump itself. I already had the tubing for it, but that's what's keeping my tank filtered. And I have a canister filter that I bought. Not a cheap thing. It was like almost $300 for it. But it's got the same filter media in it. But I already had it used, cycled from my old tank, my 20 gallon. And the big thing when you want to start a new tank is having pre-cycled, that's been cycling for months, cycled, substrate, sand or gravel, or your filter media. I set this tank up in a day. And at first, the day I set it up, the water was obviously cloudy from, all the sand and everything not being settled. And you'll have your nitrogen cycle that happens. But if you get the right filter media, that'll get rid of the cycle. That will get rid of the nitrogen cycle. And as long as you have plants in there, that's going to help out big time. But this tank has been running for only maybe a week and a half. And the only thing I've lost is a couple of mollies, which are brackish fish. And I lost small mollies that, if I can find my stupid fucking shrimp that killed them. There he is, that little fucker over there. He killed the shrimp. Not the tank itself, but that little fucker right there killed the shrimp. But, see, there's a molly right there in my saltwater tank. And I think he may be about to pass, because I don't know if he's exactly brackish. But every other fish in this tank is doing fine. And I've had it going for about a week and a half. That's a decorator crab. And I'm surprised he's out right now, because he's usually nocturnal. There's my engineer two of my engineer gobies. I got 4 of them in there. 2 of my tangs. 4 tangs I got in here. I don't know why the one is down there in the corner. I don't think he's doing very well. I think it might pass, because 4 tangs in a 75 gallon is not a good idea, because they're all good. They're all big fish. That's my carpet anemone. I don't know why he's decided to face on the backside of the tank, but that's what he did. Some coral I have in here, and one of them is fallen, so I will have to pick that up and put him back in his place. I have some different types of plants in here. Most of them are algae. These big guys, I can't think of the name of them. But during the summer, I'm going to put them out on my pond outside and then find something to do with them next winter because they grow very fast and they grow very big. I've got 2 crab terrariums in my room that I did work on them earlier, so the water's probably very cloudy because I got play sand at Lowe's instead of buying what the pet store had because that shit's expensive. One tank is a brackish tank with fiddler crabs, and the other tank is a fresher water tank with vampire crabs. They both, one has a beta, my freshwater crab tank has a beta in it with a bunch of baby mollies in it, and the other one is a brackish tank with very little salt in it, but also has mollies in it with 10, maybe 12 fiddlers in it. And then I've got my 220s that I've bridged with my water bridge. Basically turned it into a 40 gallon with running a 1 filter with a water bridge. The fish can swim from one tank to the other through that bridge. The water flows to one tank to the other through that bridge, and it stays level. So if you ever have one tank next to the other and want it to run on 1 filter, look up how to build a water bridge. It's gonna help out a lot, and it is actually really cool when the fish swim from one tank to the other. But this has become my hobby. I don't go to the bar as much as I used to because this is my hobby. This is not a cheap hobby. But I grew up around this. I grew up around aquariums and saltwater tanks. And this is the only saltwater tank I have, just because of how expensive it is, but look at that guy. He's a beautiful boy. Look at him. Oh, look at that guy. He needs a buddy, though. He's usually a schooling fish, but Pecca only had one. If you get the right mollies, they can go in saltwater, and they breed very well in saltwater. Okay, oh yeah, the plants that I was talking about. These guys, now that I'm thinking about it, they're called mangroves. They can grow in freshwater, brackish, or saltwater. So if you're at your house and you decide you want to build a pond and get these guys, online they sell them from 5 to like 20 a piece for like $30. If you go on eBay's a little bit easier. If you ever decide to build a pond in your backyard, get these guys because they are amazing. Put some koi's in your pond. But yeah, I'm not the best at this type of stuff, but I'm not the worst. Look at my decorated crab. He's already got himself decorated with the algae. That's algae I planted 2 days ago, and he's got it on one of his legs. But it's not bad. It's a pretty decent tank. 75 gallons. Oh yeah, I did all of this tile work, but I think it came out pretty good.